that we can just do generally is be aware of our surroundings. I know that there's a lot of different areas of safety, but really the best safety is every person in this room. It's just your set of eyeballs. So as we approach things, I want you to keep this mindset. Is what I'm seeing normal or abnormal? Is it normal or abnormal? That's it. And like, that's the key to being aware. If it's abnormal, how abnormal is it? First level of contact. Hey, may I help you, ma'am? May I help you, sir? Lower campus and upper campus. Raise your hand if you're only upper campus. Okay, and raise your hand if you're only lower campus. Okay, raise your hand if you're both. Okay. So I want you to keep this mindset for both campuses as I'm speaking. And they're different. There's a lot of in and out of human beings in this building. And so that's okay. We share the space. We're very grateful for that. Is it normal? Is it abnormal? And then ask. If it's abnormal, to just be like, well, somebody's got that. I'm going to tell you a story real quick that relates to safety. And my philosophy on it is I would rather be wrong than sorry. I would rather be wrong at the embarrassment of myself than sorry. And here's the story. In my last job, it was an organization of about 1,200 people. There were deliveries all day, and there were fences and all these things. And I'm walking out of our squadron, our building space, and we had aircraft under a hangar and company vehicles. There's a UPS truck, the size of half of this room, very slowly backing up. Beep, 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 you know the deal. And this truck is backing up at a rate that made me uncomfortable. And right next to this truck where it's backing up are these just company vehicles. And those aren't cheap, they're delivery trucks. And I stand there walking and I look, I'm like, man, this guy has no idea that he's about to smash these trucks. So I said, hey, nothing. I don't know that, it's just a big old box truck. All right, this guy's looking at sailors walking around, he's yelling at them, what's that guy's problem? So I'm going berserker, which I don't ever do, I'm very right here. And I'm like, hey, and I run over and I stand in between in this guy's mirror and I'm like, stop. Guy gets out, rips off his seatbelt, he's super angry. What's your problem? I'm like, you're about to hit these trucks. He's like, got a backup camera. I was like, cool. Sorry about all that. Right? I mean, word got around, they're like, man, I was in charge of the squadron, and they're like, the executive officer was getting hot, but I've never seen him do that. Okay, I was totally wrong. Totally wrong. I'd rather be wrong than sorry. So just remember that, right? Y'all are the best safety system we have right here in this room. And I know where your heart is just by you sitting in this room. It's not because you're getting paid. It's because you love people. You love students. So thank you for that. That's kind of just the general tone that I would like to set for safety. For the new teachers, we will do drills this year. They're already scheduled throughout the year, and I'll cover what that will look like in a minute. It's going to be different than Jordan, so don't stare me down with the laser eyeballs. But for the first couple, I will tell you when they are. Okay? For the new teachers, I'll say, today's a drill. Because we want to approach this with crawl, walk, run. Crawl, walk, run. It doesn't matter if you've seen it before. It doesn't matter if you have it memorized. We want to crawl, walk, run with this so that we can become muscle memory experts at it. Okay? None of it is meant to scare children. None of it is meant to scare you. Probability of an event happening is low, but the severity of that event is high. And so we all have a responsibility, and you guys will see me bebopping around. So, okay, couple of things. That's one. Do I have any questions so far? Okay, good. If you're a new teacher, or if you are a return teacher, I want to cover what our substitute teacher policy is. We'll get to what's called Crisis Go in a minute in the app that we use. So if that's a new term to you, bear with me, we'll get there in just a second. If you have a substitute teacher, which you're responsible for getting if you miss, that teacher needs to have what's called the Crisis Go app on their phone. You don't have to remember this now, I just want you to be loosely familiar with it. When they check in at the front desk, both upper and lower campus, I have printed a QR code for them. It's so easy. Okay. They can scan this to get the app on their phone. Then they'll log in and create an account. And then from that app, they will scan this and be automatically entered into our system. And the reason that's important is if in the case that there's a drill or an event, we have to have accountability of human beings. And if you're not in our system and you're substitute teaching, and there is a fire and we evacuate, and then you're in the building, we won't know it. And so that app will keep track of that. They'll be logged out at the end of each day. So even if they're a staple substitute teacher and they're here for 8 months out of the year, that means you're not here for 8 months out of the year. Just joking. If they're bouncing around, they still have to do this every day. Is that clear? Any questions on that? So if you remember, our front desk ladies will help with this, but if you remember and you have a substitute teacher, hey, you guys need to scan the app to be in our system, and then they'll be logged out automatically at the end of the day. So that's good. Okay, next, for the lower campus teachers, in all of your rooms you'll have a first aid kit. And I would rather you think of it more of an emergency kit, not a first aid kit. If you have a first aid need, you'll go to the front desk. Headache medicine and Band-Aids, that sort of thing. The first aid kits are in small red backpacks, and I'll tell you where they are in a second. In those bags are tourniquets. There's some dum-dum suckers. By the way, those dum-dum suckers aren't for drills. I know y'all, because when I inventoried them, they're all empty. So in the event you need to get a kid a sucker during an actual event, sorry, you can refill those if you'd like to on your own. Every bag does have some suckers in there for the lower grades. There's tourniquets, there's gauze, there's bleed stop. Again, this is worst case scenario type thing. We've added a can of wasp spray in there. There you go. We're talking last ditch effort, guys. You're in your room, you're hunkered down, lights are out, doors are locked, somebody comes in, those things will spray 20 or 30 feet. And it's a deterrent for sure, okay? Are there any questions on that? Everybody comfortable using wasp spray? I know that's typically a blue chore, right? But hey, y'all, just aim and shoot. You got it. Okay. So for the teachers at lower campus, not now, but when you have time to go work on your classroom, in that center room where the printer is, it's a very clear room with lots of open space. There's lots of things in there. There are red backpacks with your rooms labeled on there. That's your time to grab that and go stash it in your room. If you're at the upper campus, they're already there, and they look more like a beach bag. It's kind of got the two long straps with it's like a book bag, if you will. I didn't bring one, sorry. Any questions on the first aid kits? Okay. Again, those are kind of emergency kits.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Are y'all going to stock those? Like if we run out of stuff, are y'all going to stock those?
Yeah,
are we responsible?
Great question. Everything but dum-dum suckers. Those are already stocked.
But when we run out of stuff, do we need to come and get more from y'all? Or y'all?
Yeah, so why would you be in that bag? If what?
I mean, if you have an emergency, but what if you do?
Yeah, no, if you do,
yeah,
we will certainly restock those.
Okay.
But in the event of an emergency, you're already ready to go. And then in the aftermath, we'll worry about restocking those. But that's a great question. We will restock those.
Also, you have to let us know. And by us, I mean Evan.
Yeah.
Not my job. Let Evan know that it needs to be restocked. Because if you don't tell him that you've used it, he don't know. Also, if you're unsure about some of the stuff in the bags, like if you don't know how to use compression gauze, if you don't know how to use a triangular bandage, if you don't know how to use a tourniquet, get with Evan, get some training.
Yeah. We don't have time to go through it all now. This is a general information. Throughout the year, I'll be walking around. I'd love to meet with you all one-on-one. I'll pop in. How's it going? Do you have any questions at a time that's convenient for you? And that's the time to ask about that. I have some medical training. I'm not a medical expert. And in an emergency, there are just some few very basic things that will save somebody's life. So, great question. Okay. If you have a cell phone, you need to have the Crisis Go app. So, if you don't have the Crisis Go app, please pull out your cell phone and go to the either app or Android store on your phone and type in Crisis Go and download that now. We'll get started there. But before we do that, or you guys go ahead and do that, Jordan's going to help me with getting you logged in and assigned there. If you already have it, you should be good to go. Okay, so what I want to talk about for the rest of the time is essentially what our emergency plans are and where the muster points are. Muster is a term for gathering, if you've never heard that. Hey, we need to take a muster, it's just a head count. Okay. So in the event of a fire for this campus, and Jordan will back me up on this, if you are in this building, meaning the junior high, the muster point is that parking lot by the front desk. Okay? Gather all your little buddies, head outside for an actual fire, for a fire drill as well. Any questions on that? Okay? Away from the building. If you are in the elementary side, the muster point is this back parking lot. I don't know which one's front and back. Front desk? Is that the front parking lot? Terminology matters here. Is that right? Okay, front parking lot, back parking lot. Okay, so elementary is the back, just think Saltgrass. Junior high, think Marriott. Okay, there you go. Marriott, Saltgrass, Marriott, Saltgrass. Say it with me. Marriott, Saltgrass, Marriott, Saltgrass. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
They're located far on that. Okay.
Okay. Guys, look. There's a fire. Get out of the building.
Yes.
Cool? Good path. Now, I can't just set up and be like, figure it out. There's a fire. Get out of the building. But policies and procedures are made to deviate from in an emergency. But the standard is Marriott, Saltgrass, Marriott, Saltgrass. Great question. Okay? Okay. These are the emergencies you're going to see, by the way, for the most part. Hold, secure lockout, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter. A hold is essentially a warning. If you get a notification on your Promethean board and on your cell phone that says hold, you're going to do just that. And let me show you what that looks like. That would be this one. Okay. Hold, it'll be purple. And I'm not going to comb through these, right? Your eyes will bleed and all that. We're going to put this in your classroom in a laminated, this is the emergency plan, okay? But just generally, I want to introduce you to this. Hold is, you're setting a hold alert. Hold in your room or area. It's just that, hold. Hold what you're doing. Freeze, you're playing Red Rover, whatever. Freeze. Okay, you want to be generally aware of what's happening. Hold, it's not necessarily an emergency, but there's reason to say, hey, everybody stop and wait for further instruction. Accurate on that one?
Yes, also those are the plans, the instructions, the checklist, they are in your Crisis Go app.
Correct.
So whenever you're on there, you can actually pull it up and see, like, here's my checklist of what I need to do.
Okay, and we'll walk you through that here in a second. Okay, secure. What does secure mean to the room? Somebody tell me what I think that means. You're securing, right? Pretty easy. That's why these things are Barney style. Secure, okay? You'll get a secure, get inside, lock the outside doors. Secure, okay?
Does that mean secure, you can still function in the building as normal?
Yes.
Or you're secure in your room?
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. It's secure the building.
Okay.
Secure the building doors. The doors are going to be locked. Okay, that's going to largely rely on who to lock the doors. Good question, huh? Okay, who's the safety officer in here? Everybody's a safety officer. Everybody's a safety officer. Everybody's a safety officer, right? Okay, so if Miss Shorts is in there and she gets a secure, she might want to walk out from her art room and make sure the front doors are locked. In the room we did CPR training yesterday, there's some rooms over there, okay? I know that's not specific designation, but what I'm telling you to do is use your noggin. If you're in the middle of the gym, you don't have to abandon your kids to go lock all the doors, okay? If you're right here in this hallway, you can lock some of those doors, okay? Any questions on that? Secure is pause, yeah, Jordan.
Standard procedure is every external door is locked. All day, every day.
Yeah.
If you come up to an external door and it is propped open or it is not locked, that is a problem. If that gate, for the love of all things, is open,
Close it.
close it.
And this door right here,
Yes.
kids try to go
that door
out,
will
There you
be
go.
when it closes, it doesn't close all the
So
way.
you
Okay.
should not have to go lock doors when there's a secure, but if you walk by a door that's an exterior door and it's not secure, secure it. No matter what, whether it's a moment or not, do it.
So for upper campus, a hold and a secure, we have some classes that are separate in a separate building.
Mhm.
And they have to go outside to go, so does that mean we hold those kids in the main building that they're at? And then
Yes.
we get a release?
Hold is stop what you're doing wherever you are.
Okay.
Now, if they're
And they
in
stay
between
in
buildings,
buildings.
just get into a building.
Okay,
Get into a building and hold,
okay.
okay?
So we're not releasing them at a bell or anything?
No, you're holding. Hold is just that. Great question. Thank you for bringing up upper campus. Jordan?
So for an upper campus, same thing, hold means stay in your place. Secure means that there's a threat outside, which means that if you are in the science lab, that would not be the time to trade kids unless you have a situation where, like, say Dr. Glover is there and can help you escort your children safely to the other, like if you have extra adults around that can help watch for whatever the threat is, like if it's a rabid dog, you can probably have 2 adults walk kids over and keep an eye out for a dog. But if it's, hey, there's a gunman that was just next door, maybe we're gonna just stay here and not try to do class changes or anything. So it depends on the threat and it depends on the situation, but by and large, hold means stay. Secure means stay in whatever building you're in.
Any questions on that? And you guys are adults, and the number one thing you can do is remain calm. Hey guys, I'm gonna need you to hang out here in this classroom for a minute. I just need you to hold in place. Using the same language is good. We're gonna find out what's going on. And for the littles, you know, that's gonna have to be shaped into your program daily. You get a hold, maybe you don't tell them, hey, we're gonna stay here for a second, okay? Okay, next would be lockdown. If we're locking down, that means there's an active threat. Outside, probably inside. This would be one of those kind of worst case scenarios, okay? So this would be doors, lights. Say this with me. Lockdown, locks, lights, out of sight. Lockdown, locks, lights, out of sight. One more time. Lockdown, lights, locks, lights, out of sight. Okay? If we're in this room right now and we get a lockdown, blinds are going shut, doors are coming locked, we're probably barricading the door. I don't know if individual classroom teachers' doors lock, is that the thing?
Yes.
So you lock those doors, probably grab your emergency kit, okay? And you wait there until you know, okay? One more time. Lockdown, locks, lights, out of sight. For the littles, out of sight also means keep them as quiet as you possibly can. And again, if you need to play a game, we're going to play who can be the quietest. Y'all are experts there, okay? Okay, evacuate we went over. Shelter would be weather. And I don't know what our tornado drill is here. That's why I brought Jordan. I don't know where we shelter. I don't know if we hunker down like I did. I grew up in the Midwest, right? Lockers, head down. Is that in place or is that in the hallways?
The only thing that's not clear is I need to get with Ralph and/or structural engineer to find out. I've been told that upstairs, that the inner rooms are set up so that you can shelter for a tornado upstairs, which would save time getting downstairs and prevent you from going past a lot of windows. But I really want like official confirmation from someone who knows this building before we officially.
Did y'all do
that.
tornado drills last year?
So,
Yes.
Where'd you hunker down?
downstairs. We actually tested both.
Okay. How long did it take him to get downstairs where we know it's the safest place for a tornado?
An extra minute or so.
We're going to muster downstairs.
Yeah. Amen.
Okay, policy, STEM. Good? Everybody good? Upper campus, it's an all one-story building. Is it the gym?
No, not the gym.
Because it's too big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gym's the most dangerous place to be. Inner,
Inner hallway. Okay,
like inner classrooms that don't have windows.
okay. Everybody clear on that? Okay.
Portables, if you can get to the main building, do it.
Yeah.
If it's safe to run.
There's gonna be time to walk to the main building. Okay, don't watch Twister. Okay. So that's for shelter in place, and then medical emergency. We had that training yesterday for CPR, right? Again, your emergency kits are for if you need it within your own classroom during lockdown. Okay, any questions so far on that? Did everybody get a chance to download the Crisis Go app that does not have it?
I haven't got it.
Okay, you should just have it on there. We'll get you logins here in a second. Okay, y'all will have to do training. I saved this from watching it today. I will send you an email, and it's going to give you specific instructions on how to do that. Now, the trick is for you to what?
Do it.
Do it. Okay? So please plan appropriately between now and when school starts, that you have some time to do that. And I'll get with somebody smart on how to send everybody in this room an email. Training on